I don't know what that is. No, she does like gemstones.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly board session. It is Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. We're here in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street, Northeast in Salem. As always, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you please join me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're saying that faster since you got back.
Am I? Do I need to slow it down a little bit?
Fine.
It was very intentional. I said it very intentionally. Okay. Let's see. No one has signed up for public comment, so we're going to go right into our consent agenda. Whose turn is it today, commissioners?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent calendar agenda under Board of Commissioners OLCC application approval for Ratchet Brewery, DBA Ratchet Brewery. Under Public Works, approve amendment number 1 to the incoming funds purchase agreement with Alpenglow Forestry Consulting LLC to add $235,662.47 for a new contract total of $437,616.67 for the purchase of salvaged timber into Minto, North Fork, and Pack Saddle Parks through December 31st, 2023. And finally, under Tax Office, approve an order for the cancellation of 6 uncollectible personal property tax accounts for the total amount of $11,617 for tax ID numbers 126804, Sherry Hogan, 127528, Timothy Walden, 128994, Robert and Jill Seitz, and 129474, Carl and Helen Hammonds, 130134, Kai Chan and Young OK Lee, and 132396, Vincent Morris.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Okay, and next up, we are going to consider approval of orders appointing Deborah Stoyer, Ross Ryan, and reappointing Michelle Silbernagel and Richard, I just
Filardo.
know. Filardo.
I got this.
Corey's husband is how I think. Filardo.
The first Mr. Kaiser. Sorry.
To Marion County Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Advisory Committee with terms ending June 30th, 2027. Okay, come on up, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Karen Perkins, and I'm the interim program manager for our intellectual and developmental disabilities program here with Health and Human Services. I'm here to request consideration of 4 candidates for appointment to our Intellectual and Developmental Disability Advisory Committee. As you may know, the IDDAC is a group of volunteers who serve as a structured advisory group to our IDD program here in Marion County. Their purpose is to support effective development, planning, and operations of the Marion County Community Developmental Disability Program and support oversight of local resources and services that address the needs of individuals with IDD. Michelle Silbernagel and Richard Filardo currently serve on the IDDAC and have expressed their interest in serving an additional term. New applicants, Deborah Stoyer and Ross Ryan, are also requesting appointment and have been recommended by the IDDAC. So I've brought Michelle, Richard, Deborah, and Ross with me today and would like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves and share a little bit about their interest in joining the committee. Do you want to start, Ross?
I'm Ross Ryan. I used to work for a advocacy group, OSAC, and I've been doing a lot of advocating since I moved to Oregon, and what I would bring to the committee is my knowledge of what's out there and what works for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and other knowledge that I learned along the way.
Michelle Silbernagel. I
have been working in the field of people who experience developmental disabilities for 28 years, and I am a small business owner in Marion County, and I work in this field. And I also am an aunt to a nephew who receives services, and I believe I can bring all those perspectives to my term on the board.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Deborah Stoyer. I am a representative here for Beloved Care Homes. We are a 24-hour DD services agency supporting IDDD, and I'm here to learn how I can support them better and how I can, as an agency, how we can come and support the IDDD community as a whole and what we can do to help others.
Hi, my name is Ricky Filardo. I worked 15 years in case management for IDD here in Marion County. I also have the luxury, I serve on IDDAC committees in multiple other counties. And I was excited to come back to Marion for another term because out of all the counties, there's a big priority for IDD here, especially for this committee. Understand how it's important to uphold the voices of the people that we serve, and so that's why I want to come back. And Ross is being extremely humble. He is a big playmaker when it comes to self-advocates and a rock star in Oregon, so to know that he's a part of this committee, I'm extremely excited.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you all for being here and for being willing to serve. Commissioners, do you have questions or thoughts?
Just no questions, Mr. Chair, but just want to say thank you. And just listening to the diversity of the four of you, and I'm sure there's others on this committee that really have a broad view, because, you know, like we always say, if you've seen one county, you've seen one county, and every individual is unique. And it's great that you're looking at it that way, and thank you for your service. It's just unique and very special that each person is valued in that way. So thank you.
I want to say that I think this committee is super important to me as a commissioner. The information that you provide through the staff and to the board for the policy decisions that we make around the services for IDD services are super critical. But what I really want you to know is that the Board of Commissioners are open and available to hear from you directly. I have an extensive background in working in the community of people with disabilities and really believe in private industry. And I do not want the government competing with brokerages and private organizations. It's a priority that I have made very clear since I was elected. And I think that we do a good job currently of managing that balance, but if there's opportunity to be better, I hope that this committee pursues those conversations so that way we can make sure that we have a very robust, balanced system of service providers available in Marion County so everybody can equally receive the services that they want in the space that they want them in. So thank you for your service. I know it's a volunteer thing, and so you're giving up some of your hours in the evening most likely to be a voice for this community, and that's really important to us, so thank you.
The IDD community here is really robust, and it's a testament to that people of your caliber are willing to serve on this committee. I definitely feel it. It's like this is a cool place where good things are happening in the IDD community, and there's a lot of innovation happening and advocacy, and so it's a fun part of being a commissioner is getting to be a part of a community that's so alive in our county. So thank you. Anything else? No? Okay, then I'll take a motion.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I will move that we approve an order appointing Deborah Stoyer, Ross Ryan, and reappointing Michelle Sabernagel and Richard Filardo to the Marion County Intellectual and Disabilities Advisory Committee with terms ending June 30th, 2027. That's a long ways away.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
I just want to high five you for getting the Florida right. Good job.
I'm super impressed.
I appreciate it.
Well, I get lucky once in a while.
He was diligently listening earlier. I'm sure of it. It's a hard name.
Ricky, is Filardo, is that like one of the original families from around here, or no?
No, it's from California. Oh, French, but the.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you were one of the French
He's
families from the
French.
French Prairie.
Oh, no.
No, okay. Very good. Okay, so we have a motion, a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Commissioner Bethel, just because you corrected
Oh,
the
Commissioner
chair,
Willis.
I wrote it down phonetically,
Phonetically,
so
okay.
I could say it right. I just learned from somebody else's mistake, that's all.
No, it's a hard name. I remember when I first met Corey, I was like, how do you say your name?
It was tough in high school.
I bet. I bet.
That's a unique name.
My last name's Bethel, and people can't get that right, so I think it's just a purpose.
There you go.
You gotta work harder.
Okay, Danny.
Yeah, okay, well, if you want to go with that, I'm good.
Wow,
Just spell it right.
This is devolving very quickly. We better move on. Ryan, you're up next. We're going to consider approval of the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority, the amount of $4,857,480.51 for the financing of public health services retroactive to July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2025.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ryan Matthews, the Administrator with Marion County Health and Human Services, and I'm joined by...
Hello, Commissioners. I'm Wendy Zeker, Public Health Division Director.
And we are here seeking approval of the new 23-25 biennium contract with Oregon Health Authority for public health services and our role of the local public health authority for Marion County. This initial contract is the $4.8 million. I did want to note that this includes some bridge funding, so some of the service elements are funded only for 1 quarter. That's because at the time that this contract was coming together, it was sort of the tail end of the legislature, and they wanted to get the funding out so there's not a significant gap in services, since this is effective July 1st, and here we are in August. So I do appreciate them trying to hit those dates. And then there's also some allocations that were not yet known at the time that this contract went into place. So for example, modernization, where they gave us 3 months of bridge funding at the prior level of funding amount. The legislature had awarded additional funding resources towards modernization, and so we've actually received a funding formula that shows what that increase is going to be, and it's going to come through in an amendment soon that will give the October through June funding at a fairly significantly higher level than what it had been previously. There's also some funding that is going to be carried over from the current contract period that's not reflected in here. Those are the COVID ELC funds, as well as some ARPA funds that were awarded in the 22-23 contract period. But because we haven't submitted our final expenditure reports until our general ledger closes for the fiscal year, which is coming up this month, they don't know the exact amount to carry forward. So once we submit those final reports, there'll be some additional funding, again via an amendment, that'll add those funds to this contract. So this is meant to be kind of that initial placeholder to make sure that local public health authorities are funded appropriately, and then in the next 2 to 3 months, we'll probably see multiple amendments that will add funding and make some allocation adjustments. It is worth noting that all the funding allocations that we have here are in line with what we budgeted and what we were expected, so there were no surprises in terms of that. In terms of I brought Wendy, our Public Health Division Director, here to kind of speak to some of the services that are performed under this contract. So I don't know, Wendy, if you want to kind of speak to that.
Sure, I wanted to highlight 3, but I'm open to questions of others. I'll start with the Environmental Health Drinking Water Program to provide services to public health groundwater systems. The partnership results in reduced health risk and increased compliance with rules. It reduces the incidence and risk of waterborne disease and exposure of the public to hazardous substances potentially present in drinking water supplies. The environmental health team does investigation of waterborne illness and drinking water contamination events. Staff provides technical and regulatory advice to water systems operators and reports data to OHA for program management. The next service I'll highlight is the Public Health Clinic's contract with OHA to deliver HIV and early intervention service and outreach program. This partnership helps us to conduct outreach event tests to treat people for HIV, syphilis, and gonorrhea, to link them to care and provide resources for treatment. There's an educational component where folks in our community learn about preventive measures to prevent further spread. We also collaborate with community partners for testing sites. ESO team's been able to partner with various organizations and have successfully conducted 44 outreach events so far in 2023. And then our WIC program serves our community members. It's a special supplemental nutrition program that focuses on providing health and nutrition education, breastfeeding support, health and diet screening, growth monitoring, referrals, and resources. The program serves families from diverse cultural, ethnic, and language backgrounds and abilities. And their goal is to promote and improve health outcomes with lifelong health and nutrition.
Great. Thanks, Wendy. And so I also wanted to point out there's one funding element that is new to these agreements, and there it is program element 5105, which is for public health infrastructure funding. This was a federal grant through the CDC that Oregon Health Authority received. It spans through November 30th, 2027. It was made available last fiscal year. We didn't need those funds, so we said, no, just push those ahead. And so this will be another case of funding that'll be awarded each year. Whatever we don't spend will be carried over up through the contract period of November 30th, 2027. So we're looking to spend those to increase potentially public health infrastructure needs as we identify them, but it's not anything we have like a short-term immediate use for, because we do still have some other funds we're trying to spend in terms of ARPA and our ELC funds from previous allocations. So I think our hope is to carry this forward and use it, as needed into the future. But just want to point that out, because that is something that's new and a little bit different around this specific contract. And we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have about the contract or the services that get provided here.
Any questions, commissioners? How's the new gig going, Wendy? How long have you been the division director over there?
Officially 4 months.
But you've been with the county a long time, haven't you?
Yes, I've been here 5 years.
So this is easy. It's an easy transition, is it?
It's nice to have supportive people around you and someone who knows budgets so well, because that's
Mr. Chair,
definitely.
she didn't take over during COVID.
She was a critical part of our COVID response, absolutely.
Oh, I know.
Wendy was the one who basically trained and onboarded all the numerous contact tracers and
Thank
people that
you.
we brought in, which were
Thank you.
dozens and dozens and
great
dozens of them. So
Wow, that was, everybody was being baptized under fire there,
That's right. Yeah, that was a big effort, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
I'm glad you're not worn out after all that.
No, it's pretty invigorating on a daily basis. It's never boring.
Well, we're happy to have you in that
Yeah.
position.
Thank you.
I do actually just have one question, if it's okay. Can you tell me under the early intervention services and outreach outcome measures, there's under item D, so on the contract is page 114. I don't know if that's helpful. There's EISO services provided. Can you tell me what Care Assist is? It's capital CARE and then assist, one word.
Care Assist is, I'm about 98% sure. There used to be another name. It's a software program
Okay.
where information is entered into the federal government program.
So it's just a reporting database, basically, when we're
System.
tracking information on the disease in our community?
We're tracking information currently alongside with the Alliance for folks who are in care and who are receiving services, yes.
Okay.
because we do share services with HIV Alliance, I think this is a tool that we can use we could put in services and supports we offer, and then they would have that information and some of the harm reduction and other services that HIV Alliance performs, they can.
Housing, food.
Housing, some of their sort of case management stuff would get entered into the system. The state's really good about siloed systems. Almost every program and program element has its own separate system that we have to do data entry into, Twist and Iris and Orchids and, all the things. And so this is just kind of another one of those.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
No.
I will take a motion then.
I move to approve the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Health Authority in the amount of $4,857,480.51 for the financing of the public health services retroactive to July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Wendy.
Lindsay and Cody, you're up next.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I am now going to recess our Board of Commissioners meeting and open a public hearing to consider an Oregon Land Use Board of Appeals
Oh, we have to
remand.
start at 9:30.
Yeah, we
There's a 10-minute
We can't start
recess.
yet. Oh, okay.
So,
Just kidding. I'm recessing our Board of Commissioners office for 10 minutes.
Sorry to the world.
Okay, welcome back, everyone, from our recess. I apologize because I didn't have enough coffee earlier. I am now opening a public hearing to consider an Oregon Land Use Board of Appeals remand to permit an event business as a home occupation for legislative amendment, case number 22-003. And we have Lindsay King and Cody Walterman here. And I am opening, this hearing is only going to be about a narrow set of issues. Is that right, Lindsay?
That's correct.
Can you articulate those for us? I don't want to screw it up.
Absolutely. The testimony today is limited to the 750-person limit and the 5-employee issue identified by LUBA in the remand.
That's it. That's it. Thank you.
Of course. Good morning, Commissioners. Lindsay King, Marion County Planning for the record. I'll give a brief history on how we got to here and then move forward. On August 31st of last year, the board signed into ordinance a code amendment, Ordinance 1447, and this ordinance allows planning to permit an event business as a home occupation on rural properties in the exclusive farm use zone, the farm timber zone, and the special agriculture zone as a conditional use permit. On September 20th of 2022, the amendment was appealed to the Land Use Board of Appeals, LUBA. This appeal was then remanded back to the board on February 16th of 2023. And LUBA called out specific items on the remand for the board to consider, specifically the 750-person limit and the 5-employee limit. On July 11th of 2023, staff met with the board at a management update for direction on how to proceed with the LUBA remand. The board directed staff to return with the updated code and hold a public hearing on that matter. The board, staff removed the 750-person limit and instead requiring that the maximum number of participants be dictated by the Marion County building official and local fire district, whereas still larger events, 750 or more, would still require a mass gathering permit. The maximum number of participants dictated by the building official and the fire district is based on the occupancy of the building used, since the home occupation has to be primarily indoors, 80% indoors, 20% outdoors. So in the case that there is a random hailstorm, everybody has to be in the building. We're using how many people safely can be in that building per the occupancy as the maximum number of people. So we brought that code, we changed those 2 sections in there, and staff recommends that the board close the hearing, close the record, and approve the amended Marion County Rural Zoning Code to permit the event business as a home occupation and sign the prepared ordinance.
Okay, are there any questions from, yes? Ralph,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Lindsay, I got the 750. I didn't hear the changes with the 5 employees.
So the 5 employees is the maximum number of employees allowed per the home occupation code. So that's 5 persons at any given time at the property, employee, volunteer, homeowner, or contract employee that can be on site for that home occupation business. And that's a state regulation that we have to follow. So we left it up to the applicants to show us how their 5 employees can handle 50 people or 100 people or however many that occupancy limit gives them.
Got it. I just wanted to make sure you clarified that. Thank you.
So to sort of, I guess, clarify for me, basically, in the old ordinance, we put in the mass gathering standard in our ordinance, and that was challenged. And so now what we're saying is we are not going to restate any state law. All the state laws still apply. We're going to follow the state laws. Is that basically
Correct.
what we're saying?
And the threshold for the mass gathering limit is 750. So that still applies to any gathering, whether it's would be for this or agritourism event or something like that. That still gets triggered regardless. We just are no longer putting that cap in the code. We're taking that out and leaving it up to the number of people that 5 employees can handle and the building official and fire district's occupancy limits.
Okay. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Do you have anything to add, Cody? No. Okay. We may call you back up after we get some more testimony. I only have one person signed up, Christina McNitt. Come on up, Christina. If you could introduce yourself for the record and state your address.
Good morning, Chair Willis and Commissioners. For the record, Christina McNitt. I reside in East Marion County. For some reason all morning I've been saying Multnomah County. I don't know why. I live in Staten.
There you go.
So delighted to be here. Thank you very much again for your continued focus on this issue and moving it forward. February 16th, I'm sure you have plenty of things to read, and a LUBA decision might not be one that trips your trigger, but it tripped mine. It was fantastic. There are not very many LUBA decisions that come out so well. It's 21 pages. I would highly recommend you read it. In almost every circumstance, Marion County and your staff work just slammed it, slam dunk win. There was one small remand. Our attorney characterized it as a ticky-tacky remand issue. LUBA asked the question, how is it that if you had an event up to 750 people, that 5 employees could service that? And would you please provide something that's even italicized in the decision? Would you please provide something, some findings to substantiate that? So staff has taken a direction that one part I agree with and one part really concerns me. Staff has removed the explicit 750 limit, which is quite fine. I think it raised some concern from folks, and it's probably highly unlikely that there will be events that large anyway. But staff then went further and amended the existing ordinance language that read, the property owner shall employ no more than 5 full-time or part-time persons that work at the event business at any one time. They removed the at any one time, which is a very big deal because the way the staff recommendation addresses the question is to have the applicants respond in their permit about how those 5 employees are going to service whatever the building size would allow. That's fine, but 5 employees total is more restrictive than 5 employees at any one time. And just as a teaser, in case you would like to read the LUBA decision, the petitioners were basically kind of spanked in this argument. LUBA reads that in their second assignment of AR 1000 Friends argues that we, LUBA, have previously erred in interpreting statute which provides that a home occupation, quote, shall employ on the site no more than 5 full-time or part-time persons. In Green versus Douglas County, we, LUBA, concluded that the statute allows an applicant to count the number of persons who are employed on site at any given time rather than the total number of people employed to carry out the use. Under that interpretation, a business allowed as a home occupation could employ more than 5 persons so long as no more than 5 employees are ever on site at the same time. LUBA goes on to say we revisited and reaffirmed that interpretation in 1000 Friends of Oregon versus Clackamas County, HERCAMP. 1000 Friends appealed our decision in HERCAMP. The Court of Appeals affirmed our decision. 1000 Friends of Oregon, Clackamas County, HERCAMP. So 1000 Friends argues that interpretation is inconsistent with the language of the statute, and LUBA says, even if we were persuaded to reconsider our prior decisions in Green and HERCAMP, which we are not, we have no authority to disregard the Court of Appeals decisions. Accordingly, 1000 Friends has stated no basis for remand, and their second assignment of error is denied. So just as a teaser, the whole LUBA opinion kind of reads like that. You guys did great work, but I just remained very confused about why staff would make a recommendation on page 3. It's in other areas of the ordinance as well, but the language is page 3, section C, 2C. And I would just suggest that you disregard that recommendation and go back to the language as it was previously written. And if you did that, I would be supportive of the work. Sorry, I'm nervous. I feel like we did this absent a work group, and so I'm like kind of doing this on the fly.
No problem.
Good question.
We have some questions.
I don't have any questions for her. I have a question for legal counsel.
Oh,
So I'll
okay.
need Cody to come back.
Do you have anything else, Christina?
Nope, that's
Do you
it.
have any
Said my
questions?
piece.
Well, can you read that? Can you read that?
I have it.
Because
I'm actually going to ask Cody
I
about
read
it for clarification.
And I did read the Douglas County, on the remand or the LUBA deal, and I was thinking that we fixed it that way, but,
Let's talk to, I have
Okay,
a very
all right.
specific question for Cody that I think will address your question.
okay. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Christina. All right, Cody and Lindsay, you better come up here too, just in case.
Morning, Commissioners. Cody Walterman for the record.
Thank you, Cody. So the new language reads, the property owner shall employ on the site no more than 5 full-time or part-time persons. This change under the bullet directly reflects the language in ORS 215.4481B. That language specifically says you can employ more than 5 employees, but only 5 can be on site at any one time. So while what you're stating, Mrs. McNitt, is accurate, the language does seem more restrictive in the way you read it. The statute calls out the explanation to allow the more than basically what she's asking, correct?
Correct. And so the new amended language for employees directly mimics the state statute standard, which is the standard that has been interpreted by LUBA and the Court of Appeals to allow more than 5 employees employed and everything, but there can only be 5 at a time on the site.
Right.
So only 5 allowed at any one time, but there can be theoretically more employees.
Sure.
Cody, can I ask a question? So there's this bullet that says this change directly reflects the language in ORS 215.4481B. But is that actually in the proposed code, that bullet point, or are we just hoping that it'll be interpreted correctly? Because here's my concern. Our code is a separate body of law from
Right.
the
Has to be called
state law. And so I could see somebody saying Marion County, independently of the state, chose to adopt a stricter law. And so,
Which seems to be what's being interpreted by the folks that want this ordinance to benefit them. And so I think it does have to be clear. So I guess the question is it called out?
It is not. So it directly reflects, like I said, the state standard.
but it doesn't reference the state standard.
It does not. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, at the
So somebody could argue that it's more restrictive.
They could argue that.
Okay.
There is deference to the county interpreting their own code. And if our interpretation, which I think is reflected in the exhibit and in our discussion today, is that you can only have 5 employees at one time on the site, but you can't employ more than 5 employees. So we do have deference to interpret our own code to that standard, and that standard
Put it in
aligns
there.
with the state statute.
Let's put it in there.
Yeah, I agree. We should put it in there, and specifically because I don't want to end up back in here every time somebody disagrees with staff on an application when they provide the conditional use permit. So however, I don't know that it needs to be explicitly stated. I just would like the ordinance, or excuse me, the statute
Statute
stated,
cited.
so that way they have to go do their own legal research on it, and we can be valid internally.
Commissioners,
Yeah.
so staff will amend that specific section in the code, and then would you like us to come back with an ordinance for signature?
Yes. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of motion would you
Does
like
that
for
mean-
that?
So you would move to close the public hearing and ask staff to come back with a modified proposed amendment as discussed today.
Okay. You guys?
Mr. Chair, I'm ready.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we close the public hearing and modify the proposed amendments as stated to reflect the state statute on the number of employees that can be employed, reflecting only 5 at a time on the property, but you can employ more than those people. Yeah, that's my motion.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Thank you. Thanks,
Okay,
Cody.
thank you, everybody. Okay, and now I'm going to open a public hearing to receive testimony on the proposed alternative process to solicit construction management and general contractor services for the Brooks Hotmere Drinking Water and Wastewater Improvement Project. And And Jeff and Chris are here. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. My name is Jeff White. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Marion County and the Contracts Officer. When Camber's gone, falls to me.
Congratulations, you've been
Thank you.
promoted.
I met her daughter the other day in orientation.
She has two.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right.
Go right ahead.
Marion County Public Works is requesting an exemption to certain Marion County public contracting rules to authorize the use of CMGC project delivery and alternative contracting procedures as specified in the Marion County Public Contracting Rules, Section 40-0600 to 40-0690, and Oregon Revised Statutes 279C.335 for the Brooks Hot Mirror Wastewater and Drinking Water Project. The use of alternative contracting procedures requires the solicitation of public comment through a duly noticed public hearing. On July 19th, the Board of Commissioners gave approval for this public hearing. That notice was published in the Daily Journal of Commerce and on Oregon Buys on Friday, July 21st, noting that today, August 9th, would be the public hearing. Marion County Public Contracting Rules and Oregon Revised Statute allow the Board to grant an exemption to low bid procurement requirements and authorize the use of alternative contracting procedures if the Board finds that doing so is unlikely to encourage favoritism or substantially diminish competition and will likely result in substantial cost savings or other substantial benefits. The total estimated cost for this project is $14,848,000, of which 100% will be paid with federal funds. No matching funds are required for Marion County. With that, I will turn it over to Public Works.
Yes, so for the Brooks Hot Mirror
Put that
Water Wastewater Project.
Microphone.
Oop, you gotta turn your microphone on.
There you go.
There
Check.
you go. Good
Yeah,
job.
Thank you. It's for the Brooks Hot Mirror Water Wastewater projects. We came forward on July 19th asking for a public hearing for the use of alternative procurement, and advertisements were posted July 21st in the DJC and Oregon Buys. And in that, we noted that that this project, because of its technical complexity and because of the challenges of meeting the ARPA obligation deadlines, that this would be a good fit for alternative procurement. We identified the construction manager general contracting process as the best fit and put that forward as the recommendation, and are looking for an exemption to use alternative procurement in lieu of the standard design, bid, build structure.
Great, thank you, Chris. Are there any questions, Chris or Jeff? I just have a comment. My main reason for supporting this process on these projects is because of the timelines on funding. So in general, I don't love this process, so I just kind of want to put that out there. So my support for this is because of the ARPA timelines, because we have to get this money out the door, and this is the way we can make it happen and get these projects delivered. But just in general, I prefer the traditional bid
Procurement process.
Procurement process. So I just want to make sure that I say that to you both as I vote in favor of this.
I don't disagree with you on the regular process. I do think that aside from the ARPA timelines, that these projects are of a pretty significant magnitude and in fine details that we really need to get right, so we don't not just lose the funding, but also cost ourselves money that we don't have access to. And so the CMGC process, I think you have beat to death with me, at least Director Nicholas has, to try to help me understand it, to be comfortable with it, and I appreciate that effort. I don't want to get it wrong. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to invest these funds in such a short period of time. So I appreciate that you're here to micromanage this project and the other 55 you probably have on your desk.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
You guys good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Can I ask a clarifying question? So this public hearing was to take public testimony. Did anyone sign up for public comment?
No one signed up for public
Okay.
testimony. Thank you.
All right, so I think the procedure would be to close the public hearing and then go into contract review board.
Okay, I will do that. So I'm going to close this public hearing, and then I'm going to open a contract review board, and we're going to consider approval of an order granting an exemption to allow for the use of an alternative solicitation process pursuant to the Marion County Public Contracting Rules for Public Improvement. Do we need any more conversation?
I'm good.
No, sir.
Okay, then I
Commissioner,
will
it's
take
your-
a motion.
Okay, I will do it. I move to approve an order granting an exemption to allow for the use of an alternative solicitation process pursuant to the Marion County Public Contracting Rules for Public Improvement.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. Thank you both for your work on this. Really appreciate it. Okay, that concludes our agenda. Is there anything else that you'd like to discuss, Commissioner?
Come back.
Oh,
Gavel out.
oh, sorry.
Out of contract.
I'm
Back.
going to adjourn the contract review board and reopen our Board of Commissioners meeting. Now, there is nothing else on our agenda as a Board of Commissioners. Is there anything you'd like to discuss?
Yes, this, starting tomorrow is Kaiser Fest. It's an annual celebration. They have a entertainment tent, a carnival, car shows, a parade on Saturday. Don't drive down River Road between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. because you won't get anywhere unless you're in the parade. Myself and Sheriff Hunter are the presenting speakers at the Friday Greeters at the Big Tent. It starts at 8 o'clock. Businesses are welcome from all around Marion County. It's usually a few hundred people. I highly encourage folks to come and meet the sheriff and get a quick update on the county. And if you all would like to join me, you're welcome to. And then just a week in advance, next weekend, starting the 18th, is Corn Fest in Almsville.
You're going.
I am. I'm actually going to be. The Friday is being hosted by G3 in town on Main Street. Treva Gams is a good friend of mine, and she's hosting a big party in her parking lot. And she asked for volunteers, so I signed up to help her. I'm excited.
Great.
It's
That's a
gonna
fun one.
It is going to be a fun one. Yeah, all kinds of activities. And then, of course, I have to drive up to the lake to get my boat out, which is unfortunate, by the 21st. I'm a little bitter about that. So.
Well, it's a good thing we're moving forward with our excavation project to lengthen the season.
Yeah, you know, it'd be interesting to talk with staff and the marina operators to say, if we had that accomplished, would we get 2 more weeks? Would we get through to Labor Day if we had the excavation up there to extend their season? That's the whole purpose of this thing. But you know what you could, Commissioner, you could do like me and you could get a storage room across the highway, and then you go up there and you just put it in and anchor buoy it for the weekend while we still have 2 or 3 good weekends of weather.
Yeah, I do have a spot to store my boat
Up
near
there?
my RV. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
good.
a large enough space.
Good.
I'll be honest, I am not the best person at backing a trailer. And usually it's myself and my daughters going out on the lake. My husband's always working. And I'm like, I can do it when I'm not pressured by all these men who think they can do it better than me. And they're peering in the window of the Suburban as I'm trying to navigate down that ramp. It's very stressful.
Careful. There's
Sounds
a lot
like it.
of
Sounds
there's a
very
lot of
stressful.
there's a lot of men that can't do it either. So.
I know. I think what they should do is they should just stand and cheer for anybody who's freaking attempting it, because it is
Have you ever seen?
difficult.
There's a sign. There's some picture of a person sitting on like a pickle barrel.
Yeah.
That says, "I'll back your trailer for $5."
I would
you know,
pay
like right?
I
It's
would.
like I should do that.
You should. I would pay you. I also, when I go to load my boat at the end of every season, if you pick the right time of day, when couples are doing it together, I think it might be the #1 cause of divorce of people who spend time on the lake, because the trailer comes in and then the boat's supposed to go on, and there's always some husband yelling at their wife about exactly how to position the boat on the trailer.
Yeah, it's one of those times to have your video camera out.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Helps you
Anyway.
grow as a couple.
It does. I actually just have other people do it. Last year, Dave Gams did it for me. He did it perfectly. This year, I will persuade him again.
There you go.
On a serious note, I know we got an email while I'm at Forest said no fires. Period. Not even in campgrounds.
Right.
That fire ban
Good.
is in place.
We've had
Yeah.
2 fires in our county just in the
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah, it's dry out there.
It's
Yeah.
dry.
Be careful.
and if anything starts and gets out of control, it's going till November.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, be
these
careful.
things that one.
It
down.
is not clear, though. I did see yesterday on the Detroit page that somebody's coming up this weekend to camp at Hoover, and they were asking whether they could have a fire in their camp, in their ring, in the fire ring.
No.
I know the answer is no. You know that, but the publication isn't aware. Maybe we should do some,
Well,
have
because
John
I
push some
think
information out.
the lack of clarity comes because there was 2 or 3 weeks ago, you could have a fire
Yeah.
in your deal, but now they went to very high extreme and they said no fires except for anything you can turn off. So propane stove, anything like that you can have, lanterns, but no open fires even in a fire ring. So maybe
We could put a press release out on it, just
Yeah.
pointing back to the source so they can track it later as it, fluctuates.
what else? Oh, yeah, I think I toured Farmdale. I shared that with you guys already.
Oh, yeah.
Some more housing stuff. Yeah, it's good. I won't be at the Corn Fest because I gotta go to that wedding this weekend.
Next weekend.
This
Kaiser
weekend.
Fest is this weekend. Next weekend is
Kaiser
Corn Fest.
No, I'm taking
Okay.
my boat out next week.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'll have
I'll
the
be
corn for
eating
you.
corn.
I'm excited for the Corn Fest.
I used to go every year. I just haven't been able to go the last couple of years. All right.
There's a parade at the Corn Fest.
There
Oh,
is
yeah.
on Saturday.
That's a
Yep,
good
we
one.
got an invitation. I can't be in the parade, but we did each get a personal invitation to participate.
There you go.
I forget what it's called. It's a fun name.
The Elmsville Corn Fest Parade.
No, it's not called that. I have the
Oh.
invitation. I'll give it to you upstairs.
I don't know.
It's got a cute creative.
But I used to buy like 30 pounds of candy for that one.
There
Because
you
that
go,
one
that's
lets you
good.
throw
Yeah,
candy.
that's
This
good,
city
yeah.
posted a picture on their Facebook, City of Almsville. They have like 150 pounds of candy or something crazy to hand out.
We were at the 4th of July parade in Staten, and my girls got plenty of candy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's still America.
That's
out there
right.
in the candy.
All the melted Tootsie Rolls after the fact are still on the road.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're adjourned.